Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk about how little research these individuals do in relation to Sweet Baby Inc. This video will focus only on one individual, as you'll soon see, and it will blow your mind on how stupid this whole fiasco is. As I was doing my meme on some ordinary gamer, I saw a lot of focus on this Lego Bots individual, so I started to get curious about who he is and how it relates to everything. Before I start yapping, I have to show you this context for you to see how much he is talked about in relation to Sweet Baby Inc.
So one of the people who works for consulting for Sweet Baby Inc., Lego Butts.
Here's Lego Butts, a Sweet Baby Inc. employee who has a dark history.
Well, that all changed when Sweet Baby employees began to aggressively try to get the Steam group taken down.
Does this article mention anything about the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO being a full-blown racist?
Lego Butts does not come up once in here. Ooh, I hate games journalism.
Multiple employees of Sweet Baby Inc. went on a tirade on Twitter. You can see also this Felix at home individual with the @LegoButts.
After watching this, you might get the impression that this individual is a Sweet Baby Inc. employee who has done some nasty stuff. This is because of a post on Twitter that popped off that painted him and the CEO as engaging in some racist stuff. This image is misleading enough because it doesn't differentiate between LegoButts and the CEO, and I have found multiple people conflating the two. Now, to address the contents of this tweet, I will start with the easy one, the citation from the CEO that talks about how games should try to create new experience and explore new perspective. It is stupid to think that this is a racist in any way, shape or form. I really love how when somebody says, hey, we do make games only for white people, can we make a game for ourselves? And it is called out as pushing white people out. And also this tweet from Lego Bots, which talks about how Steam doesn't have guidelines for creators, and it was community noted as working for Sweet Baby Inc. The link included in the community notes goes to his profile, which this is not proof enough that somebody works at a place, because everybody can write whatever they want in their profile and nobody has the authority to confirm or deny that. A better site would have been LinkedIn, but we're gonna go over that later. Now let's go back to LegoBots and do our due diligence in searching for this person. One of the first things that pops off is their Twitter profile, which lists now consulting Sweet Baby Inc. Consulting? Shouldn't it be a consultant for Sweet Baby Inc.? This choice of words is very curious for me, as well as Polytron listed right after. Anyway, moving on. The next thing that pops off is their LinkedIn profile, which lists working at Robot Teddy as a consultant and Polytron as a producer and studio manager. There is nothing in here about Sweet Baby Inc. Okay, maybe he removed it. Moving on. The third thing that pops off and the last thing I want to talk about is their portfolio. Here, they weren't credited anywhere as working for Sweet Baby Inc., but they are credited on some very well-received games like Axiom Verge, Tunic, Paradise Killer, and Untitled Goods Game, to name a few. Here, it is clear that they have a big positive impact on the gaming industry as a whole, and they are thanked in a lot of games. Otherwise, why will so many companies work with this individual? Now let's go back to the tweet. Some people tried to dig up past tweets like some sort of cancel culture revival stuff. How about how he wants to shoot down white male lead game ideas, and he had a nightmare that they were a white male gamer. A lot of people took this as him being racist against white males, but I have to ask you, is this what a racist guy will say after seeing Magneto, who is a Jewish by the way, in the form of a white old man? Also, you have to remember that this was happening in 2014, and while it still applies today as well, white male gamers were being categorized as whiny babies that don't want to share their toys with anybody, and they care about it. All I see is an individual making jokes that maybe some people find issues with it because they found themselves in it. At least it's not a joke about beating your kid with a dollhouse because you found out they were gay. Am I right? But you know what else was popular in 2014? A lot of very poorly written white male protagonists, marketed as stand-in for the player, as a lazy way to appeal to as many gamers as possible. Because you don't want them to have a badass character playing as, otherwise it will ruin their immersion cause they are not badass, sarcasm intended. This was very well shown in Yahtzee's extra punctuation video, Are Games Actually Getting More Diverse?, where in the games reviewed in the time period 2007-2009, white male dominated the protagonist spot, while in the games reviewed in the 2019-2021 period, the dominant category is now unspecified race and gender. This is also explained by the fact that gaming companies realized you can make a character creator on an unspecified protagonist in their game to appeal to a broad demographic. But this doesn't solve all the issues, like how shallow the protagonists are because there are stand-ins. For example, in Watch Dogs 1, the protagonist is a very bland character personality-wise, but very capable of doing everything. While in Watch Dogs 2, the protagonist's color changed, the attributes and personality didn't, making it a sort of a race swap. I believe this is more of a Ubisoft issue than anything. Well, why does it matter? Because it shows the lack of research. These people are commenting on what the company does and try to lie and spin a narrative. In conclusion, LegoBots is not anti-white, it's not working at Sweet Baby Inc. At most they are helping them, and is not the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., as some people were misled to believe. And they have done a good job as a developer, producer and consultant going by the results of the games in their portfolio. Thanks for watching. While this was my first video covering this topic and I had a lot of anxiety doing this, it will sure not be the last. And if you enjoyed it, why don't you leave a like and consider subscribing to be there when I release my next video. Anyway, I take my leave. See you next time.